All right, let's pivot back to that one big, beautiful.
And welcome in senior RNC advisor Danielle Alvarez, along with former Principal Deputy White House Press Secretary Hogan Gidley. So, Danielle, you just heard it there from James Langford. The president says it clearly, July 4th. He wants it in place. He wants Senate Republicans to get it done. Do you think they can?
I absolutely think they can. We received a mandate in November to make sure that we can work together as Republicans to get this one big, beautiful bill done, to make President Trump's tax cuts permanent, to make President Trump's border security permanent, no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime. We have to get this done. Good governance is the only way that we will be successful for the American people, and then the American people will deliver good midterm election result for Republicans.
And Hogan, to no one's surprise, Senate Democrats hoping to sink the measure, of course. The president has said time and time again, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid not being cut. Democrats still trying to control that narrative. Take a listen to this.
This is literally a reverse Robin Hood of literally stealing from those that need resources the most and giving it to those that are rich.
Actually, if it ever were to be implemented into law, hospitals will close, nursing homes will shut down, and people will literally die.
Okay, no one's going to literally die. Hogan, care to explain?
Yeah, this is always their narrative, regardless of any policy shift. They talk about doomsday scenarios every single time. The fact is, this bill does the things the American people not just voted for, but have deserved and demanded for a long time. It strengthens Medicaid by making sure 1.4 illegal aliens aren't on the program stealing from American citizens. It makes sure that able-bodied Americans, those who can work but refuse to work, also cheating from the system, are no longer covered under this. And instead, the program is strengthened for the single moms, for the elderly, for the disabled, exactly what the program is designed to do. It closes the border, of course, keeps taxes low for the American people, includes the no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. Democrats are now on the record voting against all of these things. And of course, post-success, as it heads over to the Senate, they're going to try and spin their way and say Republicans hate Americans and they're trying to destroy the health care and all this stuff. It's such nonsense and such a lie. But I do find it interesting. I was told a few years ago, just a handful of years ago, that Obamacare fixed all the health care problems. So I didn't know what we're talking about anyway, right? I thought that was all total complete fix. The fact is, this bill does exactly what the American people wanted. It's going to the Senate now. Who knows how much they'll tinker with it, but the math does come into play. They have to have enough votes on their side to pass it. When they kick it back to the House has to keep its coalition together. These are the kind of nuances and difficulties of governing, but I'm sure they'll figure it out because the American people really did elect them to do just these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to thank the Democrats for putting Jasmine Crockett and Hakeem Jeffries out there as the face of this opposition. And it looks like the American people don't like it either. There's a new CNN poll on which party is viewed as having more leaders. And guess what? 40% say the Republicans, with just 16% saying Democrats. 16% think Democrats have leaders. Also, more likely to call Republicans the party that can get things done, 36-19 over Democrats. The party of change, 32-25. I mean, Danielle, they can't read the tea leaves. They can't read polls either. This is a horrible perception.
What the Democrat Party is doing is absolutely pathetic. It's a shame, not only for the members of their party, but for the country as a whole. All they do is oppose President Trump. And just like Hogan Gidley said, let me reaffirm, 212 Democrats voted against tax cuts. 212 Democrats voted against securing our border. It's an absolute shame. The American people, clearly, as polling is showing, they are taking notice, and they have turned their back on the Democrat Party because the Democrat Party has turned their back on us.
Yeah, and Hogan, you'll love this. CNN even admitting that these poll numbers, they may be skewed because of Trump derangement syndrome. Take a listen.
We can't get a clean read on how consumers feel about the economy because the data has been infected by partisanship, really in an unprecedented manner. So,
meaning your partisanship reflects whether or not you think the economy is good or not?
Do people think the economy is not doing well, or do they just not like who's in the White House?
Yeah, no, that's what it is. They don't want to admit that the economy is doing well because of who's in the White House. What do you make of that, Hogan?
that's also what a poll is. It takes a snapshot in time. And if you're angry at your leadership, you're going to factor that into the poll. That's the whole point of it. But we've talked about this so many times on your program. This Trump derangement syndrome thing used to be something we would joke about. I think it's actually a medical condition. They're going to write journals about this someday from like the medical societies, because these people have so lost their way, continuing to gravitate toward the 20%, not the 80% of the American people that want common sense, rational, reasonable solutions, sticking with that 20%. Just from a political standpoint, a pragmatic standpoint, you'd think some Democrats would go, all right, let's at least try to grab some of that 80% of the electorate by coming to where they are, instead of doubling down on stupid. And the fact is, they don't have a messaging problem. They've got a policy problem. Democrats are gravitating and holding fast to policies that no one likes. And so when they talk about these things, it's reflected in the polls, because Democrats, yeah, they don't have a vision. Yeah, they don't have a leader. But what they are advocating for are things that are wildly unpopular, and didn't just lose them the election. They are proven to have failed the American people for 4 straight years. Why you wouldn't change course, I'll never know.
You know, Hogan, I can see the campaign ad now. Meet the Democrats of 2025 who are doubling down on stupid. I love that.
It's got a bumper sticker written on it.
That's right.
I mean, with Danielle, to Hogan's point, though, they keep hiring consultants. They want to spend millions to, I don't know, grow their next Joe Rogan in a lab or something. When they don't need consultants. They need policy people. And maybe stop taking that 20%, get a little bit with the 80, and people might have your back once in a while.
They're absolutely incapable of doing that. It's a dumpster fire. We heard that their talking points must have had the word literally in the bullets, as that's all they could keep repeating, because even they don't buy the BS that they're selling. This big, beautiful bill is what the American people asked for. President Trump has asked for it to be on his desk by July 4th. We know we want to extend and make permanent President Trump's tax cuts of 2017. We want to strengthen our economy. We want to strengthen the border. And they just have no idea how to get out of this embarrassing downward spiral that they're on. I mean, the solutions we have offered are quite simple. Meet the American people where they are. That's exactly what Republicans are doing, making sure to fight on the issues that matter most to the American people. I don't see a way that Democrats get it together.
Literally.
Yeah. And when things are going well for President Trump, like they are right now, you certainly will not read about it in the Washington Post. Check out this headline: the mysterious drop in fentanyl seizures on the U.S.-Mexico border. Hogan, it's so mysterious.
It's such a mystery. Maybe Scooby-Doo needs to help figure it out. Listen, this is so interesting because we did have record low numbers in the first Trump administration. Joe Biden came in and bragged about doing everything the opposite, and the media praised him for it. It wasn't by accident. It was by design. They opened the border. So what did you think was going to happen? When you had policy here and you had low numbers, and then you change everything into the opposite, what did you think? It was going to explode and expand. It absolutely did. And so now the drugs aren't pouring across the border like they used to, because contrary to Democrats and the media telling us we needed a big, beautiful bill to fix it, we didn't. We needed a new president. He got it fixed. Now, it will be fixed permanently with the passage of the bill, but Donald Trump's vision on making sure American communities, American families are safe is what got those numbers to the record lows. It's not a mystery.
Such a mystery, though.
Such a mystery.
Okay.
Danielle, Hogan,
Thanks,
literally a fun panel this morning. Thanks.